Hey guys, it's Gaijin Hunter, and today was a huge day for Monster Hunter Cross news. Now, instead of giving you an incredibly long video, I'm going to give you a brisk walkthrough of everything that they announced, a little bit more details of stuff that we learned after the presentation, and I'll save some of the more detailed videos for when they start talking about this stuff in Famitsu, which I'm sure they're going to do this week. Also, please note that they had a bunch of videos, and I'm going to include a link to every single one of those in the description for this video. I'm not going to include them here, not only because it would make my video very long, but also because I usually get like a copyright complaint anytime that I put an official trailer or video from the opening video, and I don't want that, so just go ahead and check out the links in the official channel. I'm sure they'll appreciate the views and the support as well. Anyways, let's jump right in. So for the event, we had all the creators of Monster Hunter looking especially spiffy, and then they went and they kicked things off by showing us the opening video for Monster Hunter Cross. Now in the video, they featured a very young group of hunters. One of the things that they wanted to do, to sort of show that they're new hunters or new blood. I think they're trying to get in new players for this game. Anyways, it shows sort of a journey between all the different villages and all the places in the game. Now, the coolest thing that I love that they did for this opening video was they showed the old flagship monsters fighting with the new ones. They had the Tigrex fighting a Gamuto, they had a Zenogre fighting Tamamitsune, they had a Rathalos getting totally owned by a Ryzex, and then at the very end they had 3 hunters and 1 Yanta fighting Dino Valdo. Anyways, it was an incredibly cool opening video and a great way to kick off the presentation. And then they went and showed us a new trailer, which was probably going to be our final trailer before release. Now the trailer showed off tons of new hunting arts for all the different weapons. We're talking action just out of this world. But the big surprises came for the end. First one up, we had Gore Magala. Now we thought that Gore Magala was going to have to be benched for this game because they went on official record and said there's no frenzy in this game. Now we can only assume that what they meant now was that there was no frenzy system, as in other monsters wouldn't be getting the frenzy. But we clearly see Gore Magala with the frenzy virus in this video, so I'm excited to have him back. And on top of that, we also got confirmation that Seregios is back. Now Seregios was a fine monster, but let's face it, Seregios' weapons were awesome, so I can't wait to have those back as well. Then the real shocker, we had a new variant for Rathalos pop up, calling it the Dark Flame Lord Rathalos. Now of course Rathalos is his real name, so this is a new nickname, so there's something different about him. Then on top of that, we had an Azeroth, which was called the Crimson Helm, which is completely different as well. Now all of these looked incredibly large, very fast, and very powerful, and had different attacks from the actual regular monster. Then to top it off, we've always been wanting a new version of Zenogre, and we're getting it this time. This is a new variant which they nicknamed the Golden Thunder Prince Zenogre. This thing looked crazy. It had like these crazy homing yellow orbs, it had super attacks, like these things look really tough. And it's kind of a tradition at the end of the final trailer that they tease the online boss of the game. This time it looks like this weird, almost Hydra-like, plant-like weird thing with these two parts of it like hands that almost look like dragon things like coming out. It looks ridiculous. So then they went on to talk about the new variants that we just saw in the video. Now they mentioned that, you know, in most games there's monsters that are called subspecies. These are a little bit different. These are the actual normal species of monster, but something is different about them. They're very large, they're very powerful and fast, they have attacks that are different from the regular species, and there's either a part that's different or a design or something that makes it stand out. Now, for all sakes and purposes, this is very similar to what we had with the Kushala and the Rusty Kushala, except these things seem to have a lot of different attacks, like more than we've ever seen. So I would go as far as saying this is a new type of system in the game, this new variant system. Now, while we did get confirmation that we have a new variant for both Rathalos, Azeroth, and Zenogre, they also said that there's going to be other monsters that have variants as well, and that they'll be releasing that info as they move forward. They then called to the stage 2 celebrities that are going to be helping out with the promotional campaign. You might recognize Mr. Inoue-san there on the left. He's actually quite well known for being a very funny comedian and also really good at Monster Hunter. They decided to let them show off the new variant monster, the Black Flame Lord Rathalos. So this is the new variant for Rathalos that has incredibly large wings with a new pattern and is really focused on staying in the air and doing huge flame attacks. So this is kind of the setup they had on stage where the 4 of them went and they got to play the monster. Now one thing I want to note here is when they went out on the quest, we can see the quest name in Japanese. And this one is called the Black Flame Lord Hunt Request 1 and it's prefixed with a type called Special Permit. We later got confirmation from 4Gamer, which is a Japanese news media site, using a press release from Capcom themselves that shed a little bit more light on how the system works. There's 2 ways that you can earn what they're calling Special Permit tickets. Now these tickets are used to, you spend these tickets to go on these special quests. Depending on the monster, they said that the number of tickets that you need to pay in order to take the quest is different. So the 2 ways that you get them, one of them is through Street Pass. So they really want to encourage people, especially in Tokyo and Japan, to go out and with the game so that people get exposure to the game and also get people together locally. Now I'll let you guys know that even in Japan, outside Tokyo, people will take trains all the way up to Tokyo just to participate in street passing because it's nuts here. So I'm going to be kind of like the man with the tickets. It's going to be fun. I'll host tons of rooms for everybody. But fret not, if you don't have the ability to Street Pass, you will be able to exchange what they're calling Wacademy points for these tickets as well. Now Wacademy points are going to work in the same way pretty much as Caravan points. So anytime you do a quest, whether you find a drop item that's kind of like a prize item or something, you'll get points at the end of the hunt. So you can use those to buy them as well, so don't worry if you're not in an area where you can Street Pass. So here's a little bit of gameplay. You can see the new flame attacks from this special variant of Rathalos. It was huge and it did these huge firestone that it fanned with those big wings and would blow up into a supernova. And it was in the air most of the time. And if you notice they're going to throw a flashbang, it only stuns it for 1 second and it doesn't even fall out of the air. They were mentioning on stage that the way that you tackle these monsters is going to be quite different from the normal monsters, so I'm pretty hyped about these things. And we also learned later that the materials from these variants also make brand new types of equipment, so very cool. They then showed off the new multiplayer commercials here in Japan, which were quite entertaining. Then they showed the making of the commercial, which was mildly, entertaining. Then they showed the new solo player commercials, which featured a Daigo, who is a well-known celebrity here in Japan. And here he is, and this is not Daigo Umehara from the Street Fighter series. This is Daigo, he's like a musician type of talent guy. Now, one funny story is that he does that little hand signal thing. It's just a thing. And George Clooney, when he was here promoting Tomorrowland, actually warned him that, dude, that's like a gang sign in LA, don't do that. Then they also showed the making of that commercial for those that were very interested, and trust me, there's a lot of fans of Daigo here in Japan. And then they shocked us all. They announced that there was going to be a playable demo on the Nintendo eShop available for Japan. The special demo will feature the Great Macau, the Hororo Horodu, and also Nargacuga. It will feature absolutely every single weapon, every style, and you can even play in the Nyanta mode as well. Now, of course, being Nintendo, they have a restriction that you can only boot the demo 30 times, so just make sure to keep your 3DS in sleep mode. And yes, guys, you need a Japanese 3DS in order to get this demo. I hate to say it. The demo is going to be live on November 19th on Thursday, who knows what time, but you better believe I'm going to be covering the demo and doing some videos as well, and a lot of research I'm going to do to make sure, what are the new combo paths? What are the new restrictions? What are the new things for each style? So I'm going to be looking into that. It's going to be fun. They also mentioned on websites later that it's going to support up to 4 people for local multiplayer. Now we can pretty much assume that means that there's not going to be online multiplayer, but we'll have to wait until it comes out to know for sure. They then had Daigo try out playing as a Nyanta on stage, which was kind of entertaining. Then they got into the collaboration stuff, the first one being the Windwalker Zelda collaboration. Now this is going to be a 7-Eleven sort of timed exclusive, so from December 1st until January 5th, you can only get it at 7-Eleven here in Japan, so you better believe for you guys who are importing, I will be trying to host some rooms on stream some nights so that we can all get this awesome collaboration gear for the Nyanta. Go ahead and check out the video. I have a link down in the description for it. It's pretty cool. Then on top of that, we also have a Gundam collaboration. Cool. Then they had another typical thing they do, which is like a Tsutaya DS. It's just a rental shops here in Japan where you can get a new Palico. Then they talked a little bit about the new Universal Studios Japan The Real, which is supposed to be an interactive kind of experience in feeling what the monsters are like life-size coming at you. I've never been there, but I'm definitely going to go. It's from January 15th until June 26th. So this year they're going not just with one monster, but two monsters. So you're going to get the sensation of being completely attacked by the Golden Prince Zenogre and the new Black Flame Lord Rathalos. So this should be interesting. I'm going to go and I will let you guys know how it was. I'm also very interested to know what type of quests they're going to do, because Star Night this time, whew, that was one heck of a set. They're also going to have a cool photo opportunity where you can ride on top of a Dino Valdo and get your picture taken, so look forward to that as well. Then they got into the more of the Japanese company collaborations. So this is stuff that you're not going to see outside of Japan probably, but cool to know nonetheless. So for every Monster Hunter, they always do a collaboration with Uniqlo, which is kind of a clothing shop that I know they have overseas places as well. And they're just letting people know that this is the nice little trinket that you get if you're one of the first 100,000 to buy a shirt. So they're expecting to sell a lot of shirts this time. And then miscellaneous stuff like collaborations with food joints, with curry that they're bringing out. They even had him try it on stage. Some health drinks that they have stickers with. Some snacks that you can get that are nice and spicy. Then they announced the date for the Monster Hunter Festa 2016, starting in January, ending in February. Now this is almost like the national championship that they always have here, with a time attack race, and it's really cool. I love seeing the videos of the top hunters playing. So looks like they get just about a month or a month and a half to practice, so it should be interesting. Then just a collaboration with this music arcade game, and then of course a collaboration with Monster Hunter Spirits and the other arcade game they have, where you can get a special type of Palico in the game. And then they started talking about the release date, which again is November 28th, Saturday here in Japan. And the full version is 5,800 yen plus tax, 5,546 plus tax for the download version. And then they knocked everybody's socks off by letting them know that today you can preload the digital version. You can go on site of Nintendo right now, buy the digital version and pre-download it, so the moment it becomes available to play, you don't have to wait, which is a very smart move because a lot of people are going to be wanting to download this and it's going to crash the server. Now, as a side note, we still don't know whether or not it's going to become unlocked for gameplay at 12 o'clock midnight or whether it'll be something like 9 a.m. the next morning. We have no idea. So stay tuned. Once I know, I'll let people know. And that was it. I mean, that was it is kind of a weird statement, but go ahead and check out the links for the videos in the description. We have not only the new promotional video trailer, we have the official opening of the game, and we also have some fun Japanese commercials that give us a little bit more of a sneak peek at the game. Again, this was a crazy event. Like, I was not expecting variants like in this type of way. I thought maybe it would be cool if in Monster Hunter Cross we got like one new rare monster. Like, wouldn't it be cool if we had like a silver or golden Zenogre? Well, we're getting not only that, but we're getting even more. I mean, that's crazy. Now I'm going to go off here on total speculation now. This is nothing that they talked about, nothing confirmed, but I'm thinking more and more that this game is not going to have a G or Ultimate version. The reasons why I think that is because look at the amount of volume that they're packing into this game cart, between the monsters, between all the Nyantas and all their outfits, the variants, and we still don't know how many of those there are. Like, it's just an insane amount. And you have the traders back, so you're going to have parts from monsters that aren't even in this game. They're already positioning the variants as kind of like a new type of subspecies, like almost like a replacement for that system. And I think it also gives them a lot more freedom to come up with new gear so that there's not overlap in, like, here's the evasion plus skill gear and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's my guess that they're not going to bring out a G or an Ultimate version, but we'll have to wait and see. I think those things aren't always decided before they release the main game anyways. And what can I say? They keep talking about how it sold 1 million copies in the West, and that's only out of like 4 million, so that's like over 20% of the sales are overseas. So with us having our final DLC in November, or Jovember, should I say, I can see an announcement for Monster Hunter Cross in the West definitely coming. Again, this is pure speculation. I have no idea. I mean, if they are doing an ultimate version, maybe they would wait, maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. Anyways, I think this month for sure we're definitely not going to hear anything about a Western version. They're really focused on Japan right now. The most beautiful picture in my mind is that they have a fantastic launch here with everyone's support. They get over like 1.5 million in the opening weekend. And then when they let all the stockholders know sometime in December or something, hey, we sold this amount. Wouldn't it be cool if then they announce the version for the West? And that would, hopefully that would propel like 3DS sales overseas as well for the holidays, right? I don't know. Anyway, call me wishful thinking, call me not, I don't know, but I want the game in the West as well, even though I can play it here in Japan. So remember to use that hashtag MHX for the West. And let's let Capcom know we want it sooner than later. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my recap of the video. Sorry it ended up me being rambling on for like 15 minutes. But anyways, go ahead and check out all those videos in the description. And let me know in comments what you liked most about the new trailer or the opening video. And until next time, happy hunting.